Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. No matter where you're joining us from, welcome to today's session featuring School of Humanities and Social Sciences as part of the briefing on 2026 USTC International Admission Series. My name is Doris from the International College of University of Science and Technology of China, and I will be your host for today's session. And we are very glad to have you with us. So before we begin, let me briefly introduce the agenda for today. So our session will include a school introduction, student experience sharing, an overview of admissions and USTC fellowship, followed by a live Q&A session. So if you have any questions during the presentations, please feel free to type them into the chat box at any time, and we will answer all of them together during the Q&A. Thank you for your cooperation. So to start, please join me in welcoming Professor Zhu Mengxiao, who will give us an overview of the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, its academic highlights, and key program features. So please warmly welcome Professor Zhu.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's session. I'm the Associate Dean of the School of Humanities and Social Sciences. So today I will briefly introduce the basic information about our school, and hopefully you will get interested in and apply. So our school is called the School of Humanities and Social Science. You can see the building that our school, the most part of the school is located in right now. And here is the link of our website. So the school was established about 25 years ago in November 2000. So here is the screenshot of the website of our school. Probably many of you cannot read Chinese very fluently right now. So I prepared some basic information in English. So here, you can see in our school, we have 4 departments and 2 centers. The first 4 are departments. One of the largest department is the Department of History of Science and Scientific Archaeology. And the second department is the second largest, which is the Department on Science Communication. We also have a department dedicated to philosophy of science and then psychology. The last 2 are 2 centers, research centers. One is on linguistics, mostly computational linguistics. And the last center is the Center for Art and Science Studies. I'm going to show the basic information of all those departments one by one with further details later on. So here is a screenshot of the intro of the first department, the Department of History of Science and Scientific Archaeology. So in that department, we have different directions. For instance, the history of ancient Chinese scientific studies and scientific Chinese, the science of recent, the history of science in the recent Chinese history, and the science history of the world, and the scientific archaeology, and also the protection of the heritage of the ancient heritage. And this department and this research direction is one of the most top subject and top department in China. As you can see on the right-hand side, there are like many professors, associate professors, and research scholars in the department. I'll go into details later on. The second department is the Department of Science Communication, which has 3 major directions. The first one is science communication and science education. And the second direction is the network and new media studies. And the third direction is the artificial intelligence and communication, together with computational communication. And here are the professors and the researchers in the department. The third department is the Department of Science and Philosophy. We can see that this department is devoting to the philosophy on scientific technology and also the relationship between science and technology and the society. The third department is, the fourth department is Department of Psychology. And for this department, we have experimental psychology, and health and psychology, and also educational psychology. And here you can see all those professors and some publications provided and contributed by the professors in this department. This is the overview of the Research Center on Computational Linguistics. And this department, center is focusing on the interdisciplinary research on language development, especially for people with special needs, and also combining the education, psychology, and big data together with linguistics. The Center for the Art and Science Studies is focusing on using the artistic ways to show the science development and to visualize the development of science and also the major findings in scientific studies. We can see those professors in this department, in this research center, and screenshot of some of their work and projects showing on the screen. So there are also like research platforms that providing services and providing resources for the development of our school. There are several existing important platforms or research centers. For instance, the Research Center for the History of Science and Technology and Scientific Civilization, and also the Research Center for the History of Science and Technology and Cultural Heritage, and also the Research and Development Center for Science Communication. And the last one is the Key Lab of Immersive Media Technology, supported by the Ministry of Culture and Tourism. There are like new platforms in the past 5 years as well. For instance, the Scientific Archaeology and Cultural Heritage Conservation, Science Education and Communication, and also the 4 treasures of the study, Institute for Advanced Studies in Science and Humanities, as well as the research base for the science education textbooks of Anhui Province, and Hui Culture Research Center as well. So you can see that the research centers and platforms were supported widely by national level and the province level agencies and institutions to support our studies and research in our school. Here is like a little more details about the academic platforms, including the journals that we are currently working on. For instance, there's an international journal of Astronomical History and Heritage, which is one of the top journals in the field. It's under the top 12% of the history journals of SAT-score. We can also see that this journal is going through a rapid increase on its impact in the past several years. It also attracted users from 56 countries from the world. There are other 2 different journals offered by the other schools, for instance, other departments. For instance, the Science Communication and Science Education Journal is hosted by the Department of Science Communication. And on the lower right-hand side, you can see this Art and Science Journal, which is also organized by our department and by the Science and Art Center. For social services, we can see that our school is serving the national needs and contributing to the protection of scientific and technological heritage. For instance, here are several examples. Of course, and our school hosted more than that, but here are several examples to let you know the like the contributions we made in the past years. For instance, we launched the forum on the spirit of scientists and university history research. And we also invited the scholars to contribute to those forum, and we had 4 editions successfully held to date. So meaning that we have contributed articles edited in the past 4 times. And since 2016, our school has hosted 14 editions over 9 consecutive years of the national training program on the inheritance and development of traditional hand paper making techniques, which is very unique in China. As we all know, China has a long history of paper making. And one of our professors in our school is dedicated to discovering the long history of paper making in China. So he visited many places in China and rediscover what have been done in the past years and the traditional way of hand making paper. So they also organized, as we can see, 14 times the workshops to spread the knowledge and to invite the experts in the field to join us. The school also hosted 2 cultural heritage materials sub-forum of the China Materials Conference, which is in the field of the archaeology and scientific archaeology. And these events also have a big impact, both in China and also over the world. For the international influence and visibility, our school contributed substantially to the development of scientific and technological heritage initiatives, both domestically and abroad, mostly through the extensive international exchanges and collaborations. As you can see here are 2 events organized by the professors and the research teams from our school. For instance, on the left-hand side, you can see this event was initiated and co-hosted to offer the international academic consortium on the text, images, and artifacts. It's the science and culture along the Silk Road. So we focus on the specific topic and invited scholars from all over the world to join our academic events. And on the right-hand side is the international events where we invited this Professor Philippe Walter. He's a member of the French Academy of Sciences and the European Academy of Sciences. He's from the Sorbonne University, and he was invited here to join us and participate in a master forum for academic exchange. He gave a talk that has a very big audience. And this is like regular events offered by the university where we can invite the world-renowned professors and scholars to offer their opinions and thoughts and research findings at our university. For the student development, here are some statistics. The overall graduation in the past 5 years, you can see here that the school has awarded degrees to 719 graduates, which include 93 undergrads and 100 academic master's degree students and 434 professional master's degree graduates and 92 doctoral graduates. I saw in a message that someone was asking if there's a doctoral program. Yes, we do have master's and doctor programs in our school. And here are the related majors. For undergrads, we only have 1 major, which is dedicated to network and new media. It's part of the communication studies departments. And in the past 5 years, as I mentioned, there are 93 graduates from this program. And for the master's degree, we have 2 types of master's degree. The first one is on the academic side. The other one is on the professional side. For the academic master's degree, we have 4 different programs. One is on the history of science and technology, and the second one is on the archaeology, and the third one is on the journalism and communication, and the fourth one is on the philosophy. And for the professional master's degree, we have English translation, which is right now discontinued. And for the other 2 programs, which is still running right now, it's on the cultural heritage and museology, cultural relic studies. And the second one is Master of Journalism and Communication. And you can see the graduates from the number of graduates from the past 5 years. We also have two PhD programs. One is on the philosophy, mostly dedicated to the science philosophy and the science and society, science and technology and society. And the second PhD program is on the history of science and technology. On the scientific research side, our school has many government-supported research projects going on. In the past 5 years, our school had 151 government-supported projects with a total allocated funds of 53.9 million Chinese yuan. And also, like most part of them has been assigned to us already. They are 59 national level projects that has been carried out with a total of approved fund of about 16 million Chinese yuan, and among them also most of them has been dispersed to us, which include one major project funded by the National Natural Science Foundation of China, 3 major projects funded by the National Social Science Foundation, and 2 key projects funded by the National Social Science Foundation. And 1 key project on philosophy and social sciences funded by the Ministry of Education, and 3 individual projects for scholars in lost knowledge funded by the National Social Science Foundation, and 1 project on the Chinese Academic Translation Fund by the National Social Science Foundation. So you can see that our school was really well funded by a variety of funding agencies in China. Currently, we have 115 projects going on, which has the government support, and total approved fund of over 34 million Chinese yuan. In the past 5 years, the school has published 74 books, and here we call them works. You may not read the Chinese or the titles, but among them here are like the China's academic discipline development strategy, and second one is on the storming of virus and human. And we also have this volume on archaeological studies by Professor Zhizhong Zhang. And we also have the ethics of artificial intelligence and archives of Chinese handmade paper. So I want to highlight this series of books on the right-hand side, top right-hand side, which is considered one of the top most popular publications by the Chinese government, and which is also like purchased and made available in many famous libraries around the world. And also we have on the second row the brief history of particle physics in China, the calendar system of the Ming Dynasty, and the volume of archaeological studies of Jiahu culture and overseas astronomy during the Tang Dynasty. Here is not an extensive list of all those 74 works, but here is a sample of them. So in the past several years, especially from 2023 to current, the school's professors and researchers from the school published 337 papers, including 239 papers indexed in the SCI, SSCI, SSCI, CSCD, and EI journals. Here are like several screenshots of those papers published in the past several years. And of course, those papers were published across all the research fields I just mentioned across the whole school. Since the Department of Science and Scientific Archaeology is one of the major departments in our school, I will go into a little more details to introduce this department. This department was established by Professor Qianlin Zhao, he is the academician and founder of this department, and this department was also initiated and inaugurated by several famous professors and scholars in the field, including Zhu Qinshi, Li Xueqin, Yuan Jing, and Li Gengqun. we can see like this historical photo showing the establishment of this department. And this department also focusing on textual research, scientific analysis, and field executive excavation, and to focus on the history of science, how our literature record the science development of our society through analyzing the text. And also we focus on the scientific archaeology by using those modern technology to analyze ancient technological artifacts. As also, there's another third direction, which is focusing on the preservation of ancient technological artifacts. Together, they make this comprehensive study program of the historical development and transmission of science and technology and craft. Here are some examples of what have been done in the department. For instance, the experimental reconstruction of the ancient like devices and instruments. As you can see that the tradition of qian, for instance, is a method through the comprehensive interdisciplinary approach that integrating information science, physics, mechanics, traditional crafts, and material culture studies. So they reconstruct all those instruments that have been lost in the long history and made an effort to reconstruct, rebuild, and reenacted many different crafts and devices that our ancient scientists have made in the history. Another direction is the focus on the international exchange of science. Though, as we all know, that the scientific knowledge historically has been transmitted between different countries, and we are interested in how those knowledge was transmitted into China and how they were disseminated from China. So those scholars in that field were focusing on the transmission routes, modes of dissemination, and subsequent circulation and impact of those exchange of science knowledge among different countries, as you can see in the map, how the knowledge flow between different countries. There are also two other directions, for instance, the history of science institutions and figures. And this direction is focusing on the philosophies of science and disciplinary evolution and patterns of scientific talent cultivation by looking at the general pattern of science development. And they are focusing on the engineer groups and prominent scientists, how they spend their life working on. And the other direction is the history of disciplines, which is focusing on the traditions in the history of physics and the history of astronomy, mathematics, biology, virology, and other fields by looking at how those different research fields develop over the years. And there's another main research direction for the scientific archaeology, which is to use the modern scientific techniques to analyze ancient human cultures and national remains and extract information through natural science methods to reconstruct the appearance of ancient societies. As you can see that those people were doing some field work and to explore how the Silk Road from many years ago were developed. They went to Iran to explore the history, maybe the lost pieces of the history. And from 1980s and 1990s, there were like funds and foundations developed. And the earliest, we also have the earliest department of science archaeology in Chinese universities, which is very unique among other universities in China. So from 1999 to 2025, over the past 26 years, the department has trained hundreds of masters and doctoral students who are now working all over the world. And they are also working on different type of materials and with different special interest in different techniques. As you can see here, some of the professors and scholars or interested in ceramics or bronze or other jade and stone and other things. And they use new technology, material science from material science field and from other analytical fields to support their studies. And there's another very important direction from this department, which is the cultural relics conservation. As we know that with the time going on, many of our cultural relics got destroyed by either human or nature. So this research direction focused on using finding the materials and techniques for cultural relics conservation. And they focus on finding advanced materials and techniques. They also are constructing biomimetic new materials and to help to conserve and restore the cultural relics in China and in other countries as well. Another direction is a mechanism of cultural relics deterioration, and they want to understand why those cultural relics got destroyed. So they try to figure out and focusing on the pigments and the silk artifacts to see why they deteriorate over the years, over what got destroyed by time. So they also focus on the advanced analytical and characterization methods to help them to understand more about those processes in order to better protect them. And finally, here is you see on the very first slide, here is our department, our school and the new building. This building is located in the east campus of our university, and it's an integration building. We also have labs in the north campus as well, with the total area of over 3,000 square meters. So we can provide a lot of space for doing research, for doing experiments, and for study. And we also have large-scale instruments that support our studies. Our department and our school has for instance, the interactive digital planetarium, which enable us to look at the sky in the lab. And we also have this high-performance computing system. And also there are other advanced devices, for instance, the Delta Plus device to look at the material that we collected from the cultural relics, for instance. And we also have Raman spectroscopy system. We also have this phantom system to collect the high-speed images. And there are also national level research platforms that we are collaborating with very closely. And there are also 62 provincial and ministry level research institutions, and they all provide world-class research infrastructure to support the scientific studies of cultural heritage and also the other types of studies in the department. Here is an image of several centers you may have read about in the news. For instance, the High Performance Computing Center, the National Synchrotron Radiation Lab, Research Center for Macro-Scale Matter Science, and National Lab for Quantum Information. And our school are having a very close correlation and collaboration with them in the past years, and are continuing our collaboration with them. So thank you for your attention. That's my introduction. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Zhu, for your clear and insightful introduction. And next, we're delighted to hear directly from one of our students and learn about her experience at USTC. So please welcome Nicole Xu from the United States. She's a current master's student at School of Humanities and Social Sciences, and she will share her personal journey, research, and life here at USTC. So please join me in welcoming Nicole Xu.
Hi,
Thank you for tuning in to this webinar today. I will be sharing my experience as a student here at USTC with you all. I hope through this presentation you will be able to understand more about our school and our department. So just to introduce myself, my name is Nicole Xu, and I'm from the United States. I'm currently in my first year pursuing a master's in journalism and communication, specifically researching science popularization. I have a more artistic background as my undergrad was in industrial design at the Rhode Island School of Design. Here is some information about the university. USTC is a very prestigious school as a member of the C9 League within the top 9 universities in China with a global rank of 53 according to the Times Higher Education. The employability statistics for international graduates are also very high, with 91.8% of students finding work in top institutions and universities. Because USTC is a highly regarded scientific research university, the school is at the forefront of a lot of new scientific developments and receives a lot of funding from the government. There are plenty of research programs, labs, and partnerships with other institutes. I highly also recommend looking into CSC or CAS ANSO scholarships if you are considering to applying to the school. Another advantage to studying at USTC is its location in Hefei, the capital of Anhui Province, regarded as China's science city, a leading research hub for research, particularly in quantum computing and AI. There's plenty of things to see and explore, from history and culture, natural scenery, or enjoying the city life, with Huaihe being a very popular pedestrian walkway. Here's some brief information on the campus itself. There are technically 6 districts, although 2 of them you won't really have a reason to visit, that being South District and the high-tech campus. The photo on the bottom right is the International College building, which you can visit it or contact if you need anything during your time here. Most of your classes will be in the East or West campus. The illustrated buildings are the libraries, with the West Library in particular hosting a lot of events for international students that will teach you things like Chinese culture. There's a beautiful lake area too. Central Campus has the Arts Building, where you have the opportunity to learn more about cultural handicrafts with studios for dance and instruments. It also has a large gym and an auditorium for swimming. And East and West campuses all have their own sports facilities for sports like badminton and table tennis. Most students will live in the North District, which is right here. And it's really close to campus. You just cross the street, and then the gate to East Campus is right here. Although I do recommend learning how to ride a bicycle if you do not know how. And then our Humanities building is right next to the sports field in the East Campus. USTC has plenty of events, from study tour opportunities, sporting events, and cultural celebrations. Even though I have only been a student here for 4 months, there have been plenty of opportunities for a well-rounded and enriching school life. This was from the Lingang Sea program, a 2-day event where they invited international students to go to the Lingang Free Trade Pilot Zone in Shanghai to gain insight into integration of technology and industry. And these are from the Marathon and Sports Gala in October, which do have monetary prizes. The International College this year placed 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 6th for fun group events. We also have the Culture Festival, where each country is responsible for representing their own cultures in a booth, and there are performances and food and just general celebration and good times. I was responsible for representing the USA booth this year. The International College also partners with the West District Library to put on a play every year, this year's being Butterfly Lovers, based on the opera adapted from the folk legend. And this is the International College's New Year Gala. Now I'll talk about the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, or my department in particular. As you've already heard, it was established in November of 2000 with 6 departments. My major falls within the Department of Science and Technology Communication, which has had historically good collaborative relations with the China Association of Science and Technology, the China Institute of Science and Technology, Strategic Development of the Ministry of Science and Technology, the Xinhua News Agency, China Science Popularization Research Institute, China Science Daily, China Education Television, and other units. The school focuses on the intersection of liberal arts and science and is committed to cultivating interdisciplinary talent. At USTC, you have a very unique opportunity because you are witnessing the forefront of science and technology, and being able to integrate that into your practice and career with the resources from the university will be extremely valuable no matter where your interests lie. This is the faculty within my department. More information can be found on the department website at stc.ustc.edu.cn, but all of the faculty are highly distinguished. My supervisor and the executive director of the department is Joel Ronting, which you can contact if you have questions. He is also the executive director of the Lifeline Learning Laboratory, dean of the New Media Research Institute, director of the Special Research Committee on Science and Technology Communication Theory of the Chinese Science and Technology Journalism Society, deputy director of the Science Communication Research Center of CAS, and executive director of the Key Laboratory of Immersive Media Technology in Culture and Tourism. There's more, but if I read out the whole list of his credentials, this presentation would be an extra 5 minutes long, and all of our faculty are equally credentialed and distinguished. Academics consist of classes, lectures, and field trips with more opportunities depending on your supervisor. Lectures are given by visiting academics and scientists, and topics range from the impact of AI on journalism to historical examples of the integration of art and science, as well as international conferences. My supervisor took us on a series of workshops in the Twegan Village art area, which we learned how to create AIGC chatbots and implant sensors into cultural products to trigger special effects. And this is to stress that even if you don't have a strong scientific background, as long as you are passionate to learn, you will be able to thrive in our department and be eligible for scholarships. This was a field trip to the headquarters for Anhui News, where we specifically toured their science popularization department and learned about the qualifications for that kind of work. There are also research trips which give you the opportunity to learn more about Chinese culture and interview inheritors of cultural heritage. These are images from Fuyang and Shouxian Ancient City, and it's a great opportunity for real field experience. USTC has around 2,000 international students compared to an overall student body of 21,000. I genuinely hope that you will become a part of that 2,000, and I greatly look forward to seeing you all on campus sometime. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nico, for sharing your colorful and valuable experience. Okay, so now to explain the application process and the funding opportunities available to international students. So please welcome Ms. Penny. She's the program officer from the International College. She will present admissions procedures and the USTC fellowship. So please welcome Ms. Penny.
Okay, good afternoon to all of you. This is Penny from International College. So it's my great honor to introduce the International Student Program to all of you. So for the degree program, USTC offers 38 undergraduate programs, 78 master's programs, and 89 doctoral programs in mathematics, physics, chemistry, material science, etc. in 34 schools and institutes. So among them, some master's programs and almost all doctoral programs can be taught in English. For the undergraduate program, USTC offers 38 undergraduate programs in 18 disciplines. So the duration for undergraduate program is 4 years. Language of instruction of undergraduate program is only in Chinese. So the application time for the undergraduate program is from November 14, 2025 to March 31st, 2026. The online application is isa.ustc.edu.cn. So for details of scores and majors, please visit our official website, isa.ustc.edu.cn. And here is the major list of the undergraduate program. So we have natural science, engineering, and also arts, humanities, and social science. For the eligibility of undergraduate program, it should be non-Chinese citizen with a valid passport, where graduation certificates from senior high school, having passed new HSK level 5 or above. The application procedures, we have 3 steps. So step 1, need to participate in China, it means need to submit the CSCA results. So CSCA test results must be provided when submitting the online application. So step 2 is the online application, and then is the entrance examination interview. Last step is the admission. You will be in June or July. And for our master programs, USTC offers 78 master's program, and the duration is from 2 to 3 years. The language of instruction can be Chinese or English. So some of the master programs can be taught in English. The application time is from October 16th, 2025 to January 31st, 2026. The online application is also isa.ustc.edu.cn. So here is the major list of the master's program. So at the left side of this page, you can see this the majors master program which taught in English. And at the middle side, middle and right side of this page, these are the major list of the master program which are taught in Chinese. So for details of schools and majors, please visit website ic.ustc.edu.cn. And the eligibility for the master program, applicants must be non-Chinese citizen with a valid passport, have bachelor's degree, and the age should be under the age of 14, and some special scholarship have special age limitation, and other admission criteria for international students of USTC. So the application procedure of master program, there are 3 steps. The step 1 is the online application. So we do not have any application fee, and also when you apply online, you do not need to find a supervisor. So what you need to do is to finish your online application as early as possible for USTC to evaluate your application and remind you to correct or complete it when necessary. So once again, we do not have any application fee, and also it's not mandatory to find a host provider while applying online for the master's program. So do remember to apply and submit your application as soon as possible because the time is limited. Deadline for the application is January 31st, 2026. The step 2 is the online interview. The online interview will be held by schools or department accepting international students. The last step is admission. So next is the doctor program. USTC offers 89 doctor programs, and the duration is 4 years. So almost all the doctor programs can be taught in English. The application time, again, is from October 16, 2025 to January 31st, 2026. Our online application is isa.ustc.edu.cn. So here is the major list of the doctor program. And for the details, please visit website ic.ustc.edu.cn. The eligibility is almost the same as the master program, but the difference is that for students who apply for doctor program should have bachelor and master's program, which is equivalent to the master's program, the degree in China. Sorry, here is a mistake on the slide. It should be master's program, master's degree. And it has age limitation. Applicants should be under the age of 45. And for some special scholarship, they have different age limitation. And for the application procedures, it's almost the same as the master's program. Also, there are 3 steps. So step 1 is online application. Step 2 is online interview. The step 3 is admission. For the online application, once again, I want to emphasize there is no application fee, and it's not mandatory to find a host supervisor while applying online. So all you need to do is to finish your online application and submit it as early as possible. The deadline is January 31st, 2026. Here is the the admission procedures for the master's and the doctor program of USTC. So the first round of review is done by International College. At this round of review, we will check your eligibility, information, and documents. And then when you pass the first round review, will move to the second round of review. For the sixth round of review, which is done by the school or department, so they will select the applicant to be interviewed. So then go to the next round of review is the interview. So which is the professors from the schools and department. They will access and rank the interviewees. And after that is the USTC final review, which is done by the USTC selection committee. They will select the nominated awardees. And the last round review is done by the scholarship sponsors, which might be ANSO or CSC. So for the final review, they will decide the shortlist for the scholarship. Now let's move to the non-degree program. So USTC has diversity non-degree programs. So we have summer school, winter camp, and a research internship program. So for the summer school, usually it's the duration is 4 to 5 weeks, and it usually starts in later June or earlier July. The application deadline generally by April or May. So outstanding students will be supported by USTC fellowship. Which may include a travel subsidy, medical insurance, and lodging accommodation, full or partially. Okay. And so for the details, you may check our official website is fieldstep.ustc.edu.cn. This is for summer school. And next is the winter camp. So USTC the winter camp is a short-term study program. Usually, duration of winter camp is 2 weeks. It starts usually in later December or earlier January. And for the eligibility and the information of the scholarship, please also visit our official website. It's ic.ustc.edu.cn. You will get all the details you need. Next is the research internship program. This is also a non-degree program. So for this research internship program, the duration is from 3 months and the maximum to be 1 year. And for the details, so please also visit our website ic.edu.cn to know more information about the research internship program. The last introduction is about USTC fellowship. So USTC warmly welcomes outstanding students from all around the globe to join of USTC. So to support the international students, USTC provides diversity financial as options. So it means we provide the USTC fellowship for degree programs and non-degree programs. For degree programs, you can see the doctor program, we have 3 different levels of scholarship. So level A is funded by ANSO. So it's also well loaded as the CAS ANSO scholarship. And it covers tuition waive, comprehensive medical insurance, travel subsidy, and monthly stipend. So this monthly stipend is the most competitive one in China, okay? And the level B is funded by CSC or USTC. So no matter it's funded by CSC or USTC, for level B, they have the same coverage. It covers tuition waive, comprehensive medical insurance, monthly stipend, and accommodation subsidy. And level C is funded by USTC. And for master program, we offer 2 different levels fellowship. For level A, it's funded by ANSO, CSC, or USTC. So it's also known as ANSO scholarship, CSC scholarship, USTC scholarship. They also have the same coverage, which covers tuition waive, comprehensive medical insurance, master stipend, and accommodation subsidy. The level B is covered by USTC. It includes tuition waive, TLI allowance. And for undergraduate programs, we also provide 2 different levels, level A and level B. For level A, it's funded by CSC or USTC, which covers tuition, comprehensive medical insurance, master stipend, and accommodation subsidy. The level B funded by USTC, which covers tuition waiver. The application time for the fellowship for any scholarship of USTC is the same one as the application time of different programs. So for masters and doctors, the application time is from October 16, 2025 to January 31st, 2026. And for the non-degree program, you can see for the research internship program, we also have 3 different levels fellowship. For level A, it includes tuition waive, comprehensive medical insurance, free on-campus accommodation as a stipend. Level B, it covers tuition waive, comprehensive medical insurance, free on-campus accommodation. And level C, it includes tuition waive. And the summer school or winter camp, we provide 2 different levels fellowship, level A or level B. For level A, it includes tuition waive, comprehensive medical insurance, free local accommodation, and fully or partially travel subsidy. And level B, it includes tuition waive. Okay, so for the more details, you can visit our website, ic.ustc.edu.cn to get know the information about degree programs, non-degree programs, or USTC fellowship. So here is our contact information. If you have any question, feel free to contact with us. For degree program, the email is isa@ustc.edu.cn. For non-degree program, the email is visiting@ustc.edu.cn. And you are also most welcome to follow us from the social media to know more about USTC. Study at USTC. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Penny, for your clear guidance. So before we move on to the Q&A section, I want to mention another thing is that we still have one more info session next Wednesday, which is on January 21st. It will start at 7 p.m. Beijing time, and it will feature Hefei Institutes of Physical Sciences, which belongs also to Chinese Academy of Sciences. And here is the Zoom ID and password. So please feel free to take a screenshot of this page for your reference. And teachers and student representative there will join the meeting with us next Wednesday. Okay, so I just checked the chat box and I saw some of the most frequent questions. So the first one is about the acceptance letter. So once again, I want to emphasize the thing is that you don't need to any acceptance letter to apply for USTC. Okay, if you create an account and try to apply through our application portal, you will see that there is no requirement for you to submit any like pre-admission letter, acceptance letter from a professor, or any similar documents. Okay, so please don't send like multiple emails to our professors and ask for this letter. So the admission decision is based on a comprehensive evaluation of your academic performance, interview performance, and any like qualification certificates or any other related materials you submit. And the school or department you apply to will help applicants who pass the interview to find your host supervisors. And they will rank all of the applicants based on their comprehensive evaluation. Checkbox. Oh, and another thing is that USTC doesn't work with any agents or like agencies. So if anyone claims that they work with us, they work with USTC, that is not true. Okay, so don't believe in any agents or agencies, and you don't need to pay anything to apply to USTC. We don't have any application fee. Um, So for scholarships, there are different levels of scholarship. So some will cover just as Ms. Penny just introduced earlier. Some like the highest level of scholarship will cover like tuition waiver year, like comprehensive medical insurance, and will provide monthly stipend and etc. So for details about what kind of things your scholarship will cover, please visit our official website. Okay, so there's a page explaining our fellowship. Yes, you can also apply for ESSO scholarship if you want to apply to MBA program. So just remember to like at the first page for your application, online application, there's like multiple choices. So please uh, click on all of the options that apply to you. You're admitted, you get so if you got the admission, the school and department will find host supervisor for you, and we will inform you in advance. So the school will assign a supervisor according to the major you apply to, and like you will assign supervisor who has the same or similar research direction. Master in law, but want to do PhD in MB is okay. So yes, you can apply to any major you want, but uh, just as I said, we have many applicants each year, so you have to prove that you are you can complete this program. So you need to upload all of the supporting materials in our online application portal. So for language requirement, if you apply to a program which is in Chinese, you will need to provide Chinese language certificates such as HSK4. Or if you currently study in China, you can, and your program is in Chinese, you can also apply for a certificate issued by your school, which shows that your current degree is instructed in Chinese. And if you apply to a program which is in English, uh, then you don't need any Chinese language certificate. You need to upload like English language certificate accordingly. The CSCA score. So for CSCA score, it's only required if you apply for undergraduate program. Okay, so if you are a high school student and you want to apply to our undergraduate program, you have to take the CSCA test and submit your score. But for any other programs like master's or doctoral programs, you don't need to take CSCA test. Is there any confirmation message given after submitting your application? Yes. After you submit your application, and if you log into our online application portal, there will be like a message showing that you have submitted your application successfully, and there will be like some statement about which stage you are currently at. Can one apply to multiple programs? No, you cannot. You can only apply to one program at USTC at one time. Once again, I need to emphasize that you don't need to contact any professors in advance, okay? If you wish to apply for CSC scholarship, you will need to submit another application through the CSC system. Okay, so you need to submit two applications, one through USTC online portal and another through CSC scholarship portal. For masters, yes, for masters, for PhD program, you don't need any acceptance letter. Yes, you can apply to ENSO and CSC at the same time. But be careful that for ENSO scholarship, you can only choose either USTC or UCAS. You cannot apply to ENSO scholarship for both USTC and UCAS. Yeah, the non-criminal record certificate is compulsory for all applicants. So please remember to apply for this certificate at the police station, at the place where you are currently at, and upload them. And for like different programs available, please visit our official website. There you can download the list containing all of the programs available for 2026 intake, and you can also check the instruction language. Okay, so it has past 5 p.m. So I think we'll have 5 more minutes. For the application procedure, I still suggest you to visit our official website. So first, you will need to complete your online application and submit your application before the deadline, which is the end of this month, January 31st. And after that, we will conduct the first round of file review. And it will depend on which major you apply to. Some of you might need to take the online examination, and some of you might not. And after that, if you pass the previous steps, you might get notification for online interview, which is conducted by school or departments. Yes. The medium of instruction for specific program, you can also check it on our official website. Okay. Do you need anybody else? So you can, if the program is in English, you can submit your IELTS score as English certificate. How to get an acceptance letter? Once again, you don't need any acceptance letter to apply. Yes, the deadline and requirements from Suzhou programs, it's basically the same. Okay. If you encounter like any technical issues when you are applying, please take a screenshot of the page and send us through email to isa@ustc.edu.cn, and someone will check the email and reply to you. If you haven't graduated yet, but you will graduate before July, you can also apply, but you will need to ask your current school or university to provide a certificate showing that the expected graduation date is before July this year. Okay, so I think since the time is quite limited, so I think that concludes today's School of Humanities and Social Sciences info session. And if you have furthermore questions, you can contact us by phone. Here's our telephone number, or by email. Our official email address is isa@ustc.edu.cn. And please feel free to visit our online application website to start your application and submit your application as soon as possible before the end of this month. Yes, and thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you at future session and maybe on campus soon. Okay, so thank you so much. Goodbye.